Welcome to the roundtable. I am Jen, one of your hosts, and I'm here with some very special guests, co-hosts. You guys hang tight. We had some technical issues, but we got it straightened out. Let's go ahead and bring on my brother, my hermano Cholo Trucker. How are you?
There's no technical issues here, so it's not
No,
my fault.
no. It's probably my fault to be honest, but
Yeah,
here we are.
what's going on, sister? Saludos to everybody in the chat.
That's right, saludos. And we got Papa Tattoos. How are
Hello
you?
there, Jen. What's up, Cholo Trucker? How you doing, brother?
And
All good, carnal.
All
All
right, all
good,
right.
brother.
we got
That's good.
Brenda, Jojo AZ.
Saludos, Jojo.
That's
Coturo
right.
Cafe.
Yes, yes, we got people in the house. We might have a couple more guests jump on, but for now, we're going to kick it off for you guys. And
Sounds good.
hello, I
Sounds
hear
good.
you're not even in the state right now. What are you up to?
No, I'm in Utah right now, so I'm an hour ahead from California time. I have to transfer a truck from uh, from California. It can no longer be registered in the state of California due to emissions. It's an old school truck, so I'm transferring it out to the yard in Denver, Colorado. So I will be in Denver tomorrow. So right now, you can only truck it for so many hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So by law, I started this morning at State Line Nevada Prim,
Hmm.
went to California, dropped off a truck, picked up that one, and then started trucking it over here. So I'm over here in Cedar City, Utah.
Okay.
Love it. Love it.
Mhm. Yeah, I hear a lot of people are moving to Utah. A lot of people are going there.
I'll tell you, I love the state of Utah. At least, from aesthetically, it looks
Right.
really, really nice. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I never been to Utah, but just looking at the pictures and everything, and from what I hear from other people, it looks real nice. But I don't. I can't see you over there, Cholo. I can't see you over there.
Look, man, I'll tell you this, man. I've trucked it through many states, not all the states, but I've trucked it through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, Nevada, quite a few states.
All the southern states, huh?
And I'll tell you, at least aesthetically, Utah is the one that I really like trucking it through.
Mhm.
It's just the views and everything, the shapes of the rocks and all that good stuff. It's nice. Colorado, I like Colorado too.
Hey,
So
what was the elevation on that mountain, man? Because it looked pretty high, bro.
surprisingly, man, it's actually not that high, man. The elevation was only about 2,000, a
Oh,
little
wow.
under 3,000 feet. Yeah, man, it
Okay.
wasn't too high.
Yeah, that looked pretty high.
So what do they do? Like all the trucks that have those emission issues have to be out of California by a certain date?
Y- Yeah, you can no longer be running trucks that don't have DEF fuel. It's a small little tank that takes a special type of fuel that you burn less diesel and it's cleaner. California, you need to have those trucks, and this is an older truck. If you have a big fleet, they kind of give you a little bit more leeway.
Mhm.
But that was it. They were not able to register that truck anymore. So
California is the strictest state,
yeah,
when it comes to emissions and stuff like
yes,
that.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Man, I've been seeing around here, even with the school buses, they're going electric, bro. Yeah. Electric
Hey,
school buses, man.
yeah, believe it or not, there are some electrical trucks out there,
Yeah.
especially in California. A lot of them are cab overs, which are the ones that don't have that front nose sticking out. They just go straight down.
Oh, like the old Peterbilts, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man. In Spanish we used to call them chatos, but yeah, they're
Yeah.
cab overs, and a lot of the electrical ones are cab over ones. So,
Yeah.
soon enough, everybody will be in electric as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of all this modernizing and well, it's what the way the world's going and the way it is kind of scary, bro.
Hmm.
I
It's
AI, artificial intelligence, all that other stuff. It's pretty scary, bro.
uh, Jesse Baca, just real quick, it is, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's for the better, right? For cleaner air and everything. And cool, I'm all for it. The only issue that I have with it is that it's gonna tear apart the little guy. That's the issue. The major carriers, I know we're not, getting into trucking and everything, but the major carriers that everybody sees out there, the Swifts, the Werners, the Bisons, all these guys, the Schneiders, these guys are not going to suffer. These guys have the, billions to make the transition, to
Yeah.
switch, because a lot of this stuff is very expensive, man. The ones that are really going to hurt are the small guys, the guys that are trying to get their trucking companies going, the guys that only
Yeah,
have
those-
5, 6, 7, 8 trucks, man, that are small time in it. To them, they don't have that type of money to buy $500,000 trucks to replace their whole fleet. That's the part, man. So if government gets involved and helps some of the small guys out, hey, a toda madre, then I'm all for it.
Mhm.
Hey, Cholo, are you considering electric when you buy, or do they have a hybrid kind of one? I don't know. I haven't been trucking for a while.
No, just the regular death fuel.
Okay.
Electric, no, not at the moment, because that
Vanessa.
law does not kick in for over a decade from now. So
Okay.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
So what did you, let's see, let's all of us do this last weekend? House, what did you do over the weekend?
This weekend I basically spent time with my grandkids, and enjoyed time with them. I was cutting grass. I was trimming trees.
Oh, wow.
Nothing really excited, but other than that, that's about it, not too much.
Okay, not too much, took it easy. How about you, Philip? Were you trekking over the weekend or?
No, we went to a concert. The
Cholo
Duke
had some fun there, huh?
on Sat.
Gene Chandler,
Yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Gene Chandler, which is the one that sings the Duke of Earl, it was his final concert. This is it. It was his
Uh,
going away concert, and he had it in San Bernardino. And we went, and I just happened to know that Big Joe Castro was there.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so I hung out with Big Joe Castro and his lovely wife,
that's
and we just
dope.
had a good time, man. My boy Johnny David was performing there. I hung out with my boy Johnny David. Got one of his vinyl records, and he
All
signed
right.
it. I should have took a picture with him and the record, but we're just
Yeah.
chopping it up, man. He's a good dude, man. I really got a lot of love for
Hey,
him.
he's a school bus driver. I was talking to him on Facebook, man, for a little bit, chopping it up. He's
Yeah,
actually a school bus driver, man.
yeah, he's a school
Yeah,
bus driver. As a matter of fact, he goes live on his IGs at times in his
yeah,
school bus,
mm-hmm,
playing the
yeah.
guitar. But no, it was a great time. Mariah
That's
Avila
dope.
played. Um,
Cool.
hey, there's these youngsters, these kids, man. I took a picture with them and I posted it up. I forgot their name, but I'm gonna look into it. These kids can sing, man. These kids,
Yeah.
they're a family. They're two brothers, and the dad is the drummer. I'm telling you guys, watch out for these guys. I'm gonna get them on. I'm
What
telling
what are they singing? Oldies or
you. Yeah,
R
man.
and B?
Yeah,
What?
no, man. They'll do a couple of cover jams, and they got a few jams of their own, and they're
Okay,
badass, man. They're
Yeah.
badass. So,
that's dope. That's
so it
good.
Yeah,
was. I had a fun weekend.
that's gonna be cool to hear them. Yeah, I hope you have them on. Well, Friday, my daughter graduated from high school. So,
Congratulations.
yeah, man, I'm telling you,
Heck yeah.
that's the one that tried me. So it was nice to see this day come, and it was pretty cool. She had a lot of family come up from Carson. She had family from Arizona come up. We had a little party at her Nana and Papa's the next day. So
All
it
right, all
was a
right.
blessing to see this happen for her.
That's
And it was
dope.
it was cool. Yeah, it was cool to see like they had different students go up and sort of talk about their years throughout school and the very I guess they would have been freshmen going into whenever this whole pandemic thing happened, so they
Yeah,
missed out on like 2 years of high school experience. So it was nice to see these kids really sort of enjoy the experience of graduating and soak it in. So shout
that's
out to
great.
them.
My
Yeah.
granddaughter graduated a week and a half ago, man. And my oldest granddaughter, 18, and I told her, I'm proud of you, Mia, because you know what? She's setting an example for all the other ones. Look what I did. This is what you can do. So I think next year I got two more granddaughters graduating. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Proud of them.
Definitely, definitely.
Big time.
You should be proud.
Yeah, when I was young and it was time for like graduation and everything, nobody was graduating. People that I
Mhm.
knew and everything, nobody was graduating. If somebody was graduating, it was from a continuation high school or something like that. It wasn't. Nobody was actually, hey, come to my graduation. Very, very, very
Mhm.
few were actually
Yeah.
graduating from an actual legit high school. And today it's badass. Just
You know
hearing
what, Cholo Trucker?
a bunch of
That you're
kids,
absolutely
man.
right. Back in the days, it was frowned upon to be going to Clecha, to be going to school and this and that, right? But there was one homeboy that I knew. He was like maybe 3 years older or 4 years older than me because I went to high school in the seventh grade, right? No, eighth grade. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
And his Nego, rest in peace, Canal Chris. He graduated, man. He had a nice Monte Carlo all fixed up and everything. But that Vato graduated, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's still down, but he did it, man. And I said, man, I looked at him as an influence, man. I was still doing my thing, but respects to him. But rest in peace, also, gonna rest in peace, man. But that was frowned upon, only.
Yeah, and now just hearing everybody's kids, both of my sons already have graduated. Hearing everybody's kids are graduating and everything, it's
Mhm.
just it's nice, man. I really love hearing it.
Yeah,
Just everybody's kids, grandkids, they're graduating. I'm like, that's good, man. That's definitely love it, love it. So
Yeah,
congrats, Jen.
yeah,
yep,
thank
yep.
you. It felt pretty good for
Yeah,
sure.
my youngest one graduated last year, so
That's good.
that was cool,
Good.
man. That was
And
really
then one of them went right into college, right? Or is going
yeah,
into
yeah, he did. Yeah, my youngest one. Yeah.
right.
That's
That's
dope.
my daughter's plan is, to go into the local college right here for now. She doesn't really know the big plan, just as of yet, but she can do her basic
She's
stuff
gonna
like
start
that.
off in community college first, and then
Yeah,
go to
yeah,
university.
yeah.
That's dope.
Her dad had worked there. The girl's dad that passed away a couple of years ago. So he still has like his little work crew that's there that said they're gonna look out for my girls. So I appreciate that for sure.
You know, you bring up a really good point right there, Jen. Like I'm over here praising and happy that a lot of kids are graduating, but there is one thing that I do see that's a little bit flawed, and it's not everybody, but I hear it a lot. And my sons are kind of in the same boat. Is like they're not really sure what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're not really sure what path, what career. At least when I was in high school, like people kind of knew what they were gonna do. Like, oh, I'm gonna go work with my Theo or something. We're gonna go, oh my uncle, he washes carpets. I'm gonna go with him, or something. It's like
Yeah.
everybody, even if they're dreaming big, like I mean, come on, dog. We know you. You're not gonna do that and stuff. But
Right.
at least they knew something, and nobody really graduated. But kids today, it's like they're graduating, but not at least the ones that I've heard and talked to and everything like that. Not
Hmm.
too many of them really know what to do, and some of them are getting into like 21, 22, 23 years old, and it's like, I'm still not sure, and it's like, okay, yeah, 23, 24, you might want to start picking it up a little bit so you could
yeah.
actually get on some sort of path. So because it takes time, man. So
Right.
You know
not
what?
that
You know what I
I don't
tell
want
my
to rush,
grand.
I don't want to rush any kid to just pick
Hmm.
something, but just try to focus, and see what's out there for you.
You know what I
Right.
tell my grandkids ahead of time is start planning ahead of time, even in high school, for your future. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because like, if you're gonna get into a certain subject or a certain thing field, you have to know the terminology, right? So you'll be ahead of your game if you just picked up some other literature or whatever, books or whatever, or
Mm-hmm.
understand what they're talking about. If you want to get in the medical field, do it sooner than later, because by the time you get out, and I tell them this too. Once you get out of high school, take a little break. Relax for a little bit, then get on the grind and go to college and do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good way of doing it. Because you're going to be ahead of your game if you plan ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Always.
Yeah. Because you're
Machete saying shout outs to all of us who got our GEDs. Hey,
like,
hey, on the serio, hey, accomplish something,
yeah,
that's a good thing, man.
Let
That's
me
a good
see.
thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's funny because a little while back, my brother had sent a letter saying he got his GED, right?
Mm.
And he's like, now, God
Hey,
willing, when I get
uh,
out, I can help you get yours. I didn't have the heart to tell him, hey, bro, I actually graduated. I think he just thought because I was a teen mom, I didn't graduate, but I actually did.
hey, check this out. I want to share this with you guys. See that? Even gangster cholos can do something like that.
That's
South Bay College?
Yeah.
Who'd you steal that from, Holmes?
Hey, I didn't steal it. You can tell. Hey,
right.
this is how you can tell it's mine. Look how old it looks. Look at it's all stained and everything. And I can show you my name.
It's got the corners burnt and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, look at this one. This is
Oh, wow.
yeah. But you know what? I had to do it. You know what? Afterwards, like I got sick towards my senior year. I was still getting in trouble, but and when I got sick, I didn't graduate because I failed government and history, right?
Hmm.
So I had to go back and get government history taken care of. So that's what I did, and I passed them with an A. And I never was in class though hardly. I was at the beginning years, man. I never was in school, man. But I'll go there and take a test, and I'll pass it. And I'll pass it. And I just chalk that up to my junior high school years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I like what Victor Garcia is saying. That diploma goes in a museum house.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
That's
you
looking
gotta.
neat.
Hey, I'm surprised,
It
man.
needs to be right next to the Declaration of Independence, Holmes.
That's gotcho. Hey, who said that, Holmes?
Hey, yeah, I got an adult diploma once I got out.
Yeah,
Because and honestly, I wasn't even gonna get that, but I was
Mhm.
looking to join the military, and they're like, "No, you need something." So I
yeah,
went, especially with a felony on my record. So I
Mhm.
went and I got myself an adult diploma, just kind of Mickey Mouse it and got it. But
yeah.
I'm glad I got it, but at the same time, I'm like, I didn't even really try. Looking back at it, I'm like, man, I just did everything. I did enough to get it. That's it. I tried the least to get it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
basically,
what I did.
basically, yeah, basically, you could say I got it with a D. You know.
Mhm.
So
I didn't take trigonometry, geometry, calculus. I went through basic math. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Mhm.
But I started getting into formulas in college, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
I got it with the lowest grade possible. I was like Tommy Boy from the movie Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Plus, I passed. That stuff.
Oh man.
Oh shoot.
You know what? That's something that I was thinking of. So when our kids graduate, or or whatever, your grandkids, your kids, your nieces, nephews, what is a reasonable amount of time to let them sort of, how you hear the, I'm going to just kick back for a little bit before I jump into college.
Mm.
What do
You
you
want to
say,
go
Cholo?
first? You want to go first, House, or you want me to
No,
go?
go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you go first, Connor.
I listen. I don't think there is kicking back. I think immediately. Look, whatever it is, college isn't for everybody.
Hmm.
Um, my oldest son, he doesn't want to go to college. He's a lot better just with his hands,
Okay.
and I know that about him. My youngest one, he is a little bit more of a bookworm. So, studies like that does fit him a little bit more. Um,
Mhm.
but by no way whatsoever was it gonna be like, well, you got out of school, that's cool, chillax, man, take the summer off. Like, nah, Chandler, dog. If you're good with your hands, you're joining the workforce
Mhm.
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
you're getting in there. You're doing
Mhm.
it. You're gonna do it. I don't. Everybody raise your kids how you're gonna raise it, man. To
yeah.
me, it's no.
Yeah.
Childless, dog. Immediately, hey, adulthood, carnal. Get at it. Let's go. Start moving, man.
That's true too. But I was saying about 6 months. To give them an idea of what they want to do.
Mhm.
Um, I've seen people come out and then go straight to college, and some people don't even need college, like you were saying. You know what I'm saying? You got your entrepreneurs, somebody that never spent a day in college, but yet they have the smarts up here, knowing what to do to open up a business, to do all this and that. You know what I'm saying? And it helps them. College, you could get into debt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got to be very careful, man, because there's a lot of people that are in debt right now.
Yeah, I would definitely say this. If you don't know what you want to do in college, then probably don't attend college yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least for me, shoot, you're gonna work, Holmes.
Oh
That's for
yeah.
dang
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, for dang sure. I don't care if you're
Yeah.
working at Burger King, the one that they're shutting down. You're gonna revive it, whatever it
Mhm.
is. But
You.
yeah, that you are going to do. If you don't know what you want to do in life yet, cool. While you're figuring that out, you're working, Holmes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
See, and that's what I agree with. I've
I
got this.
agree.
I have a homegirl whose son is telling her right now, "I deserve a little break, mom. Like I worked so hard to get through high school." And I was like, "You worked as hard as the rest of us. Like we've been doing this for centuries. Like we're yeah, that's good. I'm glad he graduated, but I could already see he's setting it up to be like this is party time,
Yeah. Yeah.
my time to do my thing. So I don't know. I kind of agree with staying on them a little bit just because even if that's not their intentions, I think you can get a little bit lazy if you sort of put it off too long.
Yeah, that's what I tell my kids and my grandkids. I went to school full time, college full time, and I worked full time job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't give me that. Oh no, I can't do both or this and that. You get out there and you do it, man. You make it happen. Nobody's gonna make it happen for you but yourself.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if they want it though, I know a
Yeah.
lot of people talk high on college.
Hmm.
What was it? Somebody on here? Oh, right here, Jojo Az. Personally, I
Hmm.
don't believe in college unless you need it for whatever career you're
Yeah.
pursuing. I honestly, I'm kind of on the same boat right there with Jojo Az.
Yeah.
It's like everybody talks huge on college and big on college and everything. I mean, unless you need it.
Hmm.
I I'm not really sure why you would want to go
Yeah.
and possibly get yourself in debt. I don't.
Cholo, have you ever heard this? Because I know I've heard it.
Mm,
That all these degrees and they're going out and getting a job that's paying very minimum at that.
mm,
You know
mm,
what I'm saying? Like,
mm.
or they won't hire you because you have all those degrees because you're overqualified. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, the overqualified thing.
Yeah.
Look, you guys know there's these trade schools, right? My brother graduated from UEI. I don't know if UEI is still around, but he learned a lot about computers and everything. And this is years ago. This is not like the
Yeah.
updated computers that we have now. But years
Mhm.
ago, he graduated from it, and they promised him a job, right? And at that
Mhm.
time, he was living in Fontana, and they did get him a job. If you guys aren't, for anybody who's not familiar with the Southern California area, but I'll explain it. But he lived in Fontana at the time, and they did get him a job out in
Mhm.
Hawthorne. Now, Fontana to Hawthorne, that's quite a few miles, but now you
Yeah.
got to throw in LA traffic all over that sucker. And it was not that great of a paying job.
Wow.
So guess what he does now and what he's been doing for many years? Construction.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
construction, and he graduated from UEI. My ex-wife, the mother of my sons, she went to heck, what was it? Bryman College.
Hmm.
It's
Oh
not around
wow.
it's not around anymore. And then she went to she graduated from a dental place. I forgot what it's called, but
I don't know.
there was a dental
Hmm.
place, one of these trade schools.
Right.
And same thing. They got her a job, um, very low paying,
Hmm.
and she does not do that for a living today. She does something else. So, I'm like, okay, yeah,
That sounds like my nephew. He went to a college out there in Long Beach, $6,000 for his tuition,
Hmm.
and he's not even doing that job now.
Yeah.
But he got a different job, and now he's a supervisor, and he got into graphic arts or something like that.
mm,
He's doing a different job, and he's doing good. He lives back east, but he's got his own pad, his own vehicle. Everything's taken care of, big property. So he's doing good though. Still,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
yeah, he's
good.
doing good.
I'm kind of with you guys on that as far as the college thing, for various reasons. But, I think that trade schools are overlooked quite a bit, and that's a lot of the jobs that are needed right now. And for me, I think that obviously the debt that college can put you in, and like you had said,
Yeah,
there are some jobs that require a college degree, but also, and I'm not going to go too deep into this because it will lead down a whole rabbit hole. But I've noticed a lot of colleges are pushing certain beliefs and agendas that we've talked about on other issues, and that really rubs me the wrong way to think like if we're paying for our kids to go there or not to really sort of have them be indoctrinated into your belief system, but to get their
yeah,
education.
that's at least with my experience, that's 100% correct. My son, where college says it's inclusive to everybody, at least for him, no, that he cannot express his thoughts and true beliefs. It has to be, you know, the
what?
narrative,
Right.
which,
Yeah.
like you said, we're not gonna get all into it, and he's not down with it. And honestly, he's not really into college too much anymore.
Right.
Yeah,
He's looking into other things. Military is one of them that he brought up, but yeah, he's saying like, hey, it's everybody's supposed to be inclusive, and that's what they keep on preaching. But he knows for a fact that he cannot, express his beliefs or his thoughts or his views
Hmm.
without possibly him getting kicked out or really
yeah.
canceled by the actual school administration and everything. So
Right.
Cholo, how do you feel about the military if he were to go that route?
I'm
What do
down
you?
with
How do
that.
you?
Yeah.
You're good with that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
Cool,
down
cool.
with it, dog. As long as they treat him like he's Private Pile, I'm cool, dog. Full Metal Jacket. I want them to treat him like Private Pile, dog. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. Yesterday, you know what? I was watching a thing about an hour and a half into the jungle, how the military trains for the jungle, and it was pretty interesting yesterday. I was just all into it. But you know what? They got good things in the military. They pay for college. You get a good education. You get a lot of benefits from it. But on the other half, on the downside is that if something happens, we have that little war with this place, and they have to go off. They're gonna run like Afghanistan or Kuwait, whatever.
Hmm.
They have to do what they have to do. They're trained for that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. And going back to some of these uh, trade schools, I'm not against them. I think the two people that I know graduated from them, and they don't even do that. They're not in that field. But I do. If you guys ever stay home during the day and watch daytime TV. It's some of the worst TV you'll ever see, but it's some of the most funniest indoctrinating
Yeah.
television you'll ever see, right? I mean, I'm like son of a gun. This stuff,
Yeah.
hey, again, shout outs to all the ladies, but hey, I can. Anyway,
Can't
I'm
do
gonna
it.
get off on
Yeah.
that rant. I'm just gonna say this: a lot of the commercials are either about suing someone, or
Mhm.
or sign up with one phone call. It will change your whole life. You'll have a new career. And look at this guy who has a beach house out in Malibu. You know,
Right.
oh man. And I just did it in 6 months, with one phone call. And look at me now. I have my own business, and then he's out there
That
paddling in the
Oh yeah.
surfboard and
Living
everything
it
like
up.
that. And just call now. They're waiting for you. One phone call will change your entire life. It's like, okay, listen, that stuff could be possible. The thing
Mhm.
is, whatever trade school you graduate from, you're going to start most likely from the very, very bottom, and it's going
Yeah.
to
yeah,
take
yeah, intern, yeah.
years for you to get back up. So
Yep,
I'm
it's
not
true.
against trade schools, but just know you're going to be the bottom of the barrel, and you're going to have to work your way up.
Hey, one thing, Cholo, about those commercials. Did you notice that some of them are Hispanic,
Oh yeah,
Mexicans?
there's
Yeah.
that. No, there's that one black dude with the crooked hat for electrician. He's all
I've
like,
seen
man,
that one.
people like him are waiting for people like you to call, make the call, and change
Yeah.
your life right now.
I
Like,
remember I remember seeing a Mexican Chicana with the eyebrows and everything. Yeah, you could do it too, as you know.
Don't hate on her eyebrows. I
Oh
remember that
man,
one though. Yeah,
I
those are
was like cracking up.
and then the very next commercial is, did you have a slip and fall at your job? Did your boss mistreat you? Call the law office right now, and we guarantee you.
yeah.
It's always daytime TV, homes.
It's
It will
trash.
mess with your mind. Like
Yeah.
all these commercials, man, it will mess with your mind. It's like,
You know,
wait a
you're
second.
right, man. You're
Yeah, it's
right,
like, wait a
Cholo
second.
Trucker.
My
Yeah.
boss came at me wrong. Let me call this lawyer. Oh, I could get 40,000. Like he mistreated. Like it's all about just trying to come up on someone, man.
Yeah,
Right.
hey, you're absolutely right. And if it's not that, that's why I don't watch regular TV like that, man. I don't do that because it's a bunch of crap, man. That's all you hear, the same thing. I said, man, that's a crap, man. So and there's another channel that I used to tell my ex, stop watching that channel because it's a man haters channel, which
Was
is
it what was it?
Lifetime
Oh,
channel.
I was gonna say, was it
Like I
Lifetime?
said, that's a man haters channel. Everything a man does is wrong, or you know what I'm saying? You
You
know,
gotta
am I
look
lying or what?
right?
Oh
It
man.
starts to make you question, like, wait a minute. Yeah,
Right?
Stop
that
hating.
channel definitely can take your mind there.
Look at House, man, being a dictator,
I know.
infringing on a woman's right to watch television.
Cut it
I
out, is
I
it? You
can't
cut it
believe
out, cause hey,
I
that's Cholo
cannot
Trucker on me.
I
But
cannot believe this.
no, cause you know what? Every time she used to watch that a lot, right? And then I walk in and this man's doing a bad thing, man, all the time. Man, I'm like, man, change that channel, cause please, por favor. Oh man.
I can't
Hey,
take
don't try to lay it on me, cause hey, don't
no,
make me
I
laugh too much, man.
Oh
Oh
it's
man,
shoot,
true
no,
though.
look,
It's
look,
true.
cheeks are hurting.
commercials. Commercials are good because it shows you where society's at today.
Yeah.
Car commercials. Once upon a time, man, I don't even know where we're going with this roundtable. I'm sorry, Jen, but
Hey, it's
I'll just say,
Yeah.
I'll just say this real quick. That no, like car commercials. Car commercials. Once upon a time, back in the day, they would tell you what the car did. How
Mhm.
many miles per gallon, the torque, everything, the room space, the everything that the car would do.
Yeah.
Car
yeah,
commercials don't do that anymore. Now, car commercials just show somebody with a puppy.
Yeah.
They just, oh, puppy approved, and it would tell you this whole sad, sobbing story that
Hmm.
has nothing to do with the car, and then the person just sits in the car with their dog, and then they'll just say like Subaru or something. It told you absolutely nothing
That's
about the vehicle. All it's giving you is a sobbing story about a father and his daughter and looking for their
yeah,
lost puppy. And they get the puppy and they all jump in the car and now they're good and
yeah,
holding each other. Oh, it happens to be in a Subaru and now so now everybody go buy a Subaru
Oh
because it's
shoot.
all good
right,
Philly feel. Yeah, you know nothing about the dang car because they didn't tell you anything about the car.
right.
Like commercials, it's they let you know where society. I did a recap on a commercial
Was
on
it?
a camera phone, right?
Oh, yes.
That said that it was basically the camera was racist.
I
That
remember that.
it wouldn't capture color people correctly. And then
Oh,
once it started showing the pictures that the camera was actually taking, it
Mhm.
wasn't just showing people cut. It was showing people a white girl without an arm, like handicapped people and everything. I'm like, wait a second, how
wow.
is this? So handicapped people before weren't able to get a picture, like the camera wasn't capturing them. Like it's like the weirdest stuff, man. But sorry.
It's like that one commercial that you brought up before, the emu. What does the emu have to deal with?
Car
What was
insurance.
that? Insurance,
Yeah, car
right?
insurance.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't get it, dog. It's called Liberty Insurance,
Liberty,
Liberty,
liberty.
Bibbity.
Statue of Liberty. At the very least, have a bald eagle. It would make a little bit
Right,
more
right,
sense.
right.
I don't know. I don't think anybody even knows what an emu really is,
Oh, thank you,
except for
God.
you, Jen. Jen, you know what an emu is. Yes,
She's
I
seen
know
one.
because
you've
I have
seen.
to pass by this dang emu every time I take my daughter's friend home, and it's always, they look so mean. That emu is like stalking the fence line every time we drive by. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate that super chat. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
appreciate it. Yes. You know, you guys brought up the military. The Navy was heavy at the high school when they were graduating Friday. Their presence was definitely like felt. I didn't see any other of the military branches there, but the Navy was there like in force. I guess a lot of the kids had signed up for the Navy. I'm not sure, whatever reason, if they were just out there, recruiting more or what it was, but they were there.
Right now, Jen, I was surprised to see a commercial on TV when I watched it. They were trying to recruit. It was a commercial for people building submarines because we
Oh,
got a
really?
contract to build submarines for. I can't remember who we sold them to. Australia, I think it is.
Hmm,
And they had a commercial on there recruiting people.
okay.
Yeah, welders, big time. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, Jen, I was gonna ask, does that high school have a JROTC naval program?
No,
Nick?
it doesn't. That's what's so weird.
Okay.
That I
Wow.
mean, not weird, I guess, but it just was shocking to see that much. Um, I guess that, I mean, they were taking pictures with people, handing out. I mean, maybe they're just also trying to get in good graces with the parents, handing out keychains and the,
Okay.
yeah, that's the first time I had, and I've had two, three, no, four kids graduate from there previously, and I never seen it like that.
Do you
Mm.
guys ever remember back in the days in high school? I don't know. I'm older than you guys. Career day. Do you guys
Yeah.
remember anything like that?
Career day?
Yeah. They
I
had well, in career day they had all kinds of people from different kinds of careers, but it
Yeah.
was
oh
a
yeah.
recruiting thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man, they'd bring the Chinook down, land it in the field right there, let you get in it and all this other stuff. It was recruiting for the military, man, because they had a
Yeah.
lot of military there. That's
Yeah.
when we had to do the draft. We had to sign up for the draft back then. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
around at that time, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Hey,
Yeah.
don't go back to WW2 because I'm not that old.
Nah,
No.
nah, nah. No, you know what? Now that you brought that up, going back to the commercial, and I brought up Subaru. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna give you guys this. All right, Subaru in their commercial, and this is not attack against Subaru. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, a lot of these car commercials don't tell you anything about their vehicles or anything. It's just a good lovey love story, and it
Mhm.
just have. Does anybody know? Did anybody know that Subaru builds military fighter helicopters for the Japanese.
What?
I think I heard that something
So
like that, but I'm not exactly positive,
right,
100%.
so here it is. They're over here making cars, giving
Mhm.
you nothing but lovey dub. So and buy a Subaru. I don't care. I'm just going ahead and telling you guys. They give you these love stories and everything. Wow, it's nothing but good heart, family, and everything, and your little puppies, and buy a Subaru. But then they also build military
Military.
helicopters for
Mhm.
war for the Japanese.
Right, right.
So
That's
yeah, just throwing
crazy.
that out there.
That's
No,
crazy.
that is
Shouts to
crazy.
Subaru, by the way, man.
Yeah.
That's why back in the days, Ford didn't want to get involved in that. I think in World War II, wasn't it?
Henry Ford, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
Henry Ford,
Yeah, that's crazy.
because he didn't want to build stuff like that for war because he was against war.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, House, you had brought up a good topic earlier, when we chatted real quick, and you brought up how important it is to take our health seriously.
yeah,
And
yeah.
talk on that a little bit.
Uh, I'm getting up there. I'm 2 years from 60, right? And I stopped drinking a long time ago. Stopped doing drugs. I have friends right now, a couple of them. One just passed away this morning, right next door, a couple houses down, and from liver damage. Drinking pistear. Drinking a lot of hard liquor. I have another that I used to go to high school with, man. I mean, back in the days, and we kept in touch. And he's been hit 2 times already to where they had to revive him. And that's a homie. I'm gonna be straight up. That's a homie right there, man. But we overindulge in a lot of alcohol to self-medicate ourselves. For things. A lot of people do that. I know I used to do that, and just want to make awareness out there, man. If you have mental issues or other things that you have to deal with, don't resort to a bottle, man. Because I'm seeing these guys are younger than me. You know what I'm saying? I lost my nephew at about 35 years old to that. You know? Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty young.
yeah. So
Wow.
just rehydrate yourself or something. You know what I'm saying? Try to take care of your body, because I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to preserve my body now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
Man,
know you take your health pretty seriously. I mean, what are your thoughts on?
Say that again, Jen.
I said Cholo takes his health pretty
Yeah, he
seriously.
does. Hey,
Um,
I commend you for that, Cholo Trucker, because you know you got to keep pushing, man. That's what's going to keep you young. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shouts to Tashunko Winkle, man. Shouts to Mark over there, my boy.
Yes. Yes.
Um, yeah, I look. There's times that I feel like I don't take care good of myself, man. There's times look. I have my bad times too, where I overindulge. I don't. I tell everybody, look, I like all the bad stuff too, all the bad food, all the
Rasa
junk
Tashenko.
food,
Tashanka.
even alcohol. I still drink here and there,
Yeah.
nowhere near the way I used to, because I see it affects me differently today than it used to.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I go hard, a night, it's gonna take me about 2, maybe even 3 days to
yeah.
To
be like,
recover,
okay,
huh?
yeah, yeah, man. So I really, really cut back on drinking, man.
Hmm.
Hey,
That's
give me a
definitely
second, guys. I'll be in the background real quick. Give me a second.
all right. Yeah, I really cut down on drinking, and the thing is, when it comes to alcohol, is at least for me and the areas I was in, I'm pretty sure probably for everybody, but I'll just speak for myself and the experiences I had. Um, Drinking was alcohol. Alcohol was a big part of growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, man, we were 14, 15, 16, getting smashed, like almost every weekend.
Yeah.
Uh, Partying out. See if we could find somebody who could rent a motel,
Hmm.
and man, do beer runs. Sometimes you find some vato man riding around in a Ford ranchero, and you're like, hey, you know what? That dude will buy a Speedster. Why? Because he's
Yeah.
rolling around in a Ford ranchero. That's why. You know, if he's rolling around in a Mercedes, then you don't ask that dude. But you
Right.
ask a guy who looks a little shady, rolling around in, a Ford ranchero, a 1987 Datsun, 5-speed pickup truck or something. That's the guy you
Mhm.
ask. And
Yeah.
yeah, you just say like, hey, man, here's some feria. Can you buy some beer and get yourself a 40 or a tall can as well? It always
Mhm.
went down. Or you just do beer runs. And as kids, teenagers, man, I mean, just about everybody I knew, it was
Mhm.
a big part of growing up. So I would tell you this: most people have been drinking more years than they haven't been drinking,
Wow.
um, myself included.
Yeah, when you put it like that. Oh.
Yeah, and it's nobody ever looked at it as a problem. Nobody ever looked at it like, oh man, you got a drinking problem or anything. No, but man, you get hammered and you're just it's about partying. That's what it was. It was about partying, and then next thing you know, it's just like, "Ah, I'm just getting chillax, kick it at the pad as you get older and everything. And yeah, you're kicking at the pad, but you're kicking at the pad with some pistos, you know. And while that doesn't sound like there's anything wrong with it, and that's cool, man. Hey, if that's what you do, a toda madre, that's what you
Mhm.
do, right? But the same damage is going into your body. So whether you're out partying or whether you're at home, that you're still putting that poison.
Mhm.
And yeah, there are some good camaradas of mine that are, starting to see health issues and things of that nature, and they now they have to cut back on drinking because they were told, hey, you have to because your health is starting to deteriorate.
Yeah.
Luckily for me, I kind of saw that ahead of time, so that wasn't told for me or
Mhm.
told to me. So I'm like, okay, I don't want that to be told to me. I don't want that to be, hey, you know what? You need to cut back on this food. Hey, you know what? You need to cut back on alcohol. Hey, because the day that happens, that's the day that it's like, okay, now I know I have to drop everything.
Yeah.
As long as I keep myself in check,
Mhm.
and sometimes I you know, mess up. Not with alcohol
Mhm.
anymore because I don't really drink like that. But with food, sometimes
Mhm.
I do like, I could have a couple of cookies. And then the next day, like, there's still cookies around. Okay,
Yeah.
I won't have cookies for the rest of the week, but I'll have two more. And then the next day, like, wow, let me just go ahead and finish up. And then the whole week went off where every day I ate cookies at the end of the meal. And I'm like, damn, man, I went the whole 5 days with eating
Right.
sweets. You know,
Yeah.
now I got to go 3 weeks without eating. You know,
Yeah. Just to get back on track. Yeah, I feel that for sure. It's I remember. I mean, when I in my like whatever younger years, I never really was tempted, even though it was around me all the time. 'Cause my brother, we're only 14 months apart. He was always partying. It was always a party at the house. But I was already a mom, so I kind of had to be I was always looked at to sort of try to be the sober one in case something went down, so someone could drive. But when I did, I was in my early 30s when I wouldn't say I hadn't tried a drink before. I'm pretty sure I had, but when I realized that drinking could be an issue for me if I allowed it to be,
mm,
because it was around the time that everything, sort of imploded in my family, and I had to move into my dad's house and, sort of live in the environment where everything took place. And my dad had he had tequila, Jack Daniels in the cabinet. And I remember there were several nights when I was like looking at it, like, and I couldn't sleep. I was stressing. And that's when the first time I had really tried, sip of hard liquor. And I didn't find it like, didn't taste good, but I thought, okay, that sort of numbed the feelings that night. So I realized, thank God it didn't take. a long time, but I realized that could be a real crutch for me if I allowed
Yeah.
it to continue. So I don't know. I just
Well,
that it's you know
well,
I had to keep
what,
that in the
well,
forefront of my mind.
you know what? Also, well, let me go ahead and throw this out. This, my beautiful, crazy local wife. Next month, I forgot what day, but next month she will complete 1 year of being sober.
Sounds pretty
So
bad.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of
Congratulations,
her.
man.
Which
Yeah.
also, that's another reason why I really cut down. It's like I don't want to be drinking, and then she's not. Like that's just. And also, I kind of looked at um, at my sons. They
Mhm.
don't drink, and I just think back, and I'm like, damn. You know what? They saw me in some
Yeah.
bad situations. And the thing is, and to all the parents out there, let me go ahead and throw this out there to you,
Mhm.
okay? When your kids see you in bad situations like that, where you're like drunk and messed up, I'm not talking about that you get abusive or anything. No, you're just drunk. You're just drunk. You're slurring your words. You're drunk, Holmes, right?
Mhm.
Remember this, parents, okay? You may not remember it that well because you're drunk, but your kids were sober. They remember it.
They remember.
They remember it perfectly. Maybe to you, it's just kind of like, oh, it's just something that happened. I don't know. I don't, whatever. It'll be forgotten about. No, that's you because you were getting smashed, Holmes.
Mhm.
All right. Your kids were 100% sober, and that's a part of their childhood.
Yeah.
So that is
Very true.
that is a regret of mine. That is
Hmm.
that is a big regret of mine when I look back and I'm like, damn, I used to have my homies from the hood shoot down to the pad and we'd party and we'd be drinking and everything and my sons will be right there.
Mhm.
You know what, Cholo? You hit it right on the button because I experienced that from my kids. And I
Yeah.
said, Dad, you used to drink. You remember? Everybody was at the canton just kicking back drinking all
Yeah.
the time, you know? And I set an example, which wasn't a good one, you know? And now they do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Mhm.
And it's not good. It's not good. You get a
Yeah.
good point there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cholo.
Definitely.
I think there's a little bit of reversism, if I can make up a word.
Mhm.
I think I think once upon a time kids wanted to be adults. So when you saw adults smoking and drinking,
Yeah.
you would go and get a cigarette without anybody looking, like, oh man, let me
Mhm.
get a cigarette. Because I remember wanting to be older. I remember everybody wanting to be, older and hey, let's light up a cigarette, let's drink a beer. And like you, Jen, like you said, when you
Mhm.
taste a hard liquor, you didn't like it.
Yeah.
When I tasted my first beer or alcohol, I didn't really like it. But it was just like, we're cool. We're older. We weren't
Yeah.
older. We're punk ass little kids. But
Right.
it's like light up the cigarette, man. We're older. Now I see this again. The made up word I just made, reversism, where it's like adults want to be kids now. Everybody really wants to hold on to their youth. You got
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, everybody. Look, once upon a time, the dads would look like Al Bundy. That's
Mhm.
how dads always looked.
Yeah.
That was the way dads looked, right? They just had that look. But now you got dads in, flip flops and cargo shorts. They wear the same clothes that their, 13-year-old son wears.
Yep.
Hey,
They
Cholo,
wear
I'm 21 and sticking to it, carnal.
they wear the same clothes now. The hairdos. I remember years ago, back like in 2009, when the whole faux hawk thing was around or whatever. There was
Mhm.
dudes in their 40s doing faux hawks. And I'm like, hey, when did like now you got older guys or just older people just wanting to be young. Whatever the high school kid is wearing, you got guys in their 30s and 40s
Yeah.
dressing the same way. Not everybody, not
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
And
Right.
I'm not even saying there's anything right or wrong with it. I'm just pointing that out.
No,
Where
no, I agree.
yeah, when you were a kid, it's like you wanted to be older.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to
No.
show you a little video real quick, if I can, real quick.
Here we go. We're
I
gonna
was
get
practicing with Cholo Truckers dance right now. Watch out. Let me see.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I was doing some body work and
Oh, no.
can you see it?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I see you. There you go. That's right.
I said I'm gonna do the Cholo Trucker. That's right.
yeah. Ben Case, like older guys with skinny jeans. Yeah, that is, believe it or not, but
That won't happen here.
no, it won't
No
happen
skinny
here
jeans
either.
here.
No, it won't happen here either. I'm just, the time, the different, the times have changed like a lot. You remember the Wonder Years, the dad, like dads just looked like that. The
Yeah.
moms looked like moms. Now you got moms in their 40s looking, dressing like high school girls
Then
too.
you got dads in the 40s wearing bicycle shorts and riding down to the beach, Hey, that's dope though, Cholo
Having a
Trucker,
good
man.
time.
That's a mission, brother. That's good, man.
Yeah, yeah, I'm having a good time doing it, man.
No doubt.
I can't wait to start cycling uphill because that's where I was really having a problem with my back, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good time. But yeah, look, now you got older people wanting to be young. Times have definitely changed so much. Before it was like you're young, so shut up and listen. Now
Yeah.
it's like listen to the kids.
Right.
You're old, you're out of touch. So I don't think kids are really drinking as much as before. I could be wrong, but
Mhm.
from what I see, the youth, I don't really see kids drinking and getting smashed and hammered and wasted the way, um, the way my homies and I did it when we were young.
Yeah.
Like
They're mixing with some other stuff. Like what do
that
they
is
call that
true.
stuff that they inhale? You know what I'm saying? What's that
Yeah,
The,
stuff?
that is true. That is
the
true. There's a new
vaping.
Yeah.
stuff out there
Yeah.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. That
Yeah.
is true.
There's a lot of vaping going on. Like,
Yeah.
we're,
Yeah.
yeah.
What if it's adult style
Hey, I
changing?
hate to cut this short, but I have somebody that's chopping it up with me here, and I have to tend to this. Um, have a blessed night, you guys, man. Nice being with you, Cholo Trucker, Gemma Ganya, all the
Bye.
people in the chat. Peace, love, and spread the love. Love you, Cholo Trucker. Don't laugh at me, carnal, when I say that, because hey, then I'll tell everybody when I first seen you at the car show. So don't make me pull that card out, carnal. All right, all right.
Ditto.
Peace, guys.
Ditto.
Please.
All
I'm
right,
out.
Louis. Take care of yourself.
All right, brother.
Nah.
You wanted me to say it back, Cholo.
Oh my! I said ditto. I said ditto. No,
There you
if
go.
you want to talk about a really good guy, man, that's one right there.
Yeah.
That's definitely one right there.
Yes. He's good people for sure. I dropped the link, you guys. If anyone wants to hop on, chop it up with us for a bit. Let's do it one more time.
Well, just continuing on that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so many older people really just wanting to be young. And I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with it because there isn't. I mean, you take a look at like Jennifer Lopez, right? Hey,
More power. Yeah.
homegirl's still fine, but
Yeah.
it was, she's holding on to her youth. She's keeping herself in shape, and that's good. That's great. So it could be a good thing.
Yeah. It could be. It could be good or bad, right? Like,
Hmm.
obviously she can do that, but I've seen some instances where my kids even are like, oh man, that's so embarrassing. A certain friend will have a mom that's just like puts it all out there, like squeezed into something, and God only knows how she's going to get out of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's so embarrassing, mom, to see that.
Yeah, for the kids, yeah, I would definitely say like, man, that's your mom, man, putting it all out there for
Yeah,
everybody to see. Like, damn,
you
yeah,
don't
that's
want to
that's
see you don't want to see your mom like that. Yeah.
yeah, no, that's for damn sure. House went shopping for skinny jeans.
See, you guys brought it up, and he had to get out there and get some.
Oh man, I would love to see that dude rocking some skinny jeans.
Absolutely, yes. That's right. Shout
But
out. Yes, I mentioned Adrian. That's right.
what else is going on, sister?
Not a whole lot. I just did this premiere earlier, an interview I did with this chick Marcy,
Mm-hmm.
and she's out of Texas. So
Mm-hmm.
it was interesting to hear, the little bit of differences between California and Texas. And I think she's probably the first person, male or female, that I've spoke with who was busted for a white collar crime.
Mm.
So it was cool to hear her like basically say, I had no reason to have to do this, I have no excuse. She owned up to it.
Mm.
She's like, I had basically like the Brady Bunch type family, but it's like temptation can come into your life somehow, whether it be financial or, and that's what it was in her case. She saw her higher ups at her job, her bosses, sort of pulling off some business practice that was, it is shady, but it was legal, as long as they were doing it. But she sort of mimicked what they did, but under a false business license or something like that.
Mm.
And it got her hemmed up, and she's out, now, thank God. She already took care of that, and has her YouTube channel now. But it was interesting talking to her and just hearing the differences in how she came up and then what she had to go through to get back to the life that she's used to.
I was able to hear some of that interview that you had, the premiere earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was interesting. Um, Especially, when she gets incarcerated, she's in for a white collar crime.
Yeah.
It's got to be different because they're cut from a different cloth,
Hmm.
as opposed to being incarcerated, and
Hmm.
you're already kind of rough around the edges where she wasn't.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Hey, Carlos, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Yeah, doing
That's good.
good.
That's good. How you
Pastor,
doing, Cholo Cruz? How's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. Pastor, how about yourself?
Good. Good. I just caught the end of your guys' conversation,
Hmm.
and uh, and so and so concerning clothing and how a person dress in today's world, it's hard to find proper clothing.
Hmm.
Mm,
Everything is tapered. Even for women, it's hard to find good clothing.
Hmm.
And then the other thing is that you know some of us grew up and we didn't. When we were kids, we weren't able to buy certain type of clothing, and
Yeah.
now we're seeing these styles come back out, and we're like, man, I like that style, like Levi jackets,
Yeah.
yeah.
white Levi's, uh, coveralls.
Hmm.
Mm,
Those were styles that we used to have back in the late 70s, maybe early 80s.
Hmm.
And so some of us are coming in. I'm in my 50s. I see that stuff and I tell my wife, man, look at this stuff. I love this stuff. And so that has something to do with it too. You know what I'm saying? It's not that one wants to be younger. It's just that sometimes some of us couldn't get it,
Yeah.
or we grew up with that style and we like it. And then haircuts, in my case, I have straight hair. So I
Mm.
always have to do either a flat top or a high fade or a mid
Hmm.
fade. stuff like that. Not everything is sometimes for some of us, it's certain styles only fit us. And then, be honest with you, some of us are too black and white. We don't know how to dress. You
Yeah.
know. I'm just being honest. We're just too
Mhm.
black and white. We don't know how to dress. I go out and I look at shirts. It's hard for me to put on some of this stuff that's out there because I'm not used to it. And I was just at a Nordstrom's, one of those, what do they call them? Not the Nordstroms, but the ones that put stuff on sale.
The Nordstrom rack.
Yeah, Nordstrom Rack. And I couldn't find anything in there that I really liked, you
Mhm.
know.
Mm.
And it just, and there's good clothes in there.
Yeah.
It's just that I have a hard time with different styles, kind of like food.
Hmm.
People like can go to Korean food or Vietnamese. I can't do that. I just can't. It doesn't fit my palate.
Right.
So that happens to some people. I don't think people are out there trying to dress dress young. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll listen in. All right.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right.
All right,
Okay.
Pastor
Bye.
Zamora.
All
Sir.
right. Later.
Yeah.
Bye.
That's I never thought about it like that.
Well, I do want to say this, but before I say this, uh, Pastor Zamora, I've been to his house before up in Apple Valley.
Okay.
He reconstructed his house, did a lot of remodeling,
Mhm.
and he built a sanctuary in his house. He has church, and it's not like, oh, just another room and just throw some chairs. No, this guy actually has a sanctuary, pretty good with a sound room. It's a church. It's in his house, but it is an actual
Okay. I
church.
think I have tapped in a couple times on his Sunday. Yeah, he streams, right? His church service. I
I
think
I
so.
know him and I are talking. We were talking a little bit about something about him getting
Mhm.
on and doing things like that. But hey, he
Yeah.
put in a lot of work in his house, so shout
Yeah.
outs to him. But look, I will say this, man. Because some people make fun of the way I dress and stuff. Because I still I dress with like Ben Davis and
Mhm.
Dickies and Cortezes and Charlie Brown shirts and everything. But I want to tell everybody this. Once that style, at least for me, right?
Mhm.
When that style went away, the whole Dickies and everything like that, that was around 1994, 5
Yeah.
ish.
Yeah.
That stuff started fading away,
Mhm.
and a new style came into the mix. A newer style of Frisco's, Solos, Charlie Brown shirts weren't really around anymore. The
Mhm.
hairstyle, everyone just started shaving their head.
Yeah.
Everyone just started shaving their head. It became a much different style. And I went along with it because that was the style, not so much because I liked it. I
Mhm.
didn't mind it. I didn't mind it too much.
Mhm.
I was a little bit like, damn, like some of those pants get ridiculous. Wearing size 54s,
Yeah.
and homie, you're like 140 pounds.
Right.
But you're wearing size 54s. Like wow, right?
Yeah.
Um, again, I thought it was an okay style, but I like the older style.
Yeah.
But because everybody switched, I switched along with it. And then
Mhm.
later on, as I got a little older, and that style started fading off, and then a newer style started coming around where everyone started looking a little bit more casual like and everything.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, I want to dress what makes me, what makes me feel good, what makes me feel comfortable.
Yes.
And that was the old style, the with the
Mhm.
way I dress now and everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I dress the way I dress.
Mhm.
That's me. That always was me. It's just when I switched, I did it because everybody else was doing it. I was young and everybody else was doing it.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, no, man, that's that's me. That's the way I get down. And what Pastor Zamora is saying, if I were to go clothes shopping at one of these stores, yeah, I don't know if I would find something that I really like.
Right.
That's a good point. I'm not sure if I would. Um, I'm not even really sure what stores are out there. I don't know if Gap is still a thing, or I know Mervyn's went out of business.
Yeah.
So I don't know what
Mhm.
clothing stores are really actually out there. Kohl's, I guess. I'm not sure if I would find something that I like. I'm sure I could pick something that would say like, I might rock these, but
Mhm.
I'm not. That's a good point. I don't know if I could find something that I'd actually like.
I think that's like your Stylo, it fits you, it suits you. You know what I mean? I don't think everybody can pull it off, but it suits you and who you are. You know what I mean? And you can carry it. You definitely carry it off. Like I think, yeah, I don't know. You might be able to find a piece of clothing here and there in today's stores, but I don't know. That would be, it is hard to find stuff. Like honestly, it, especially, I mean, I can only speak as a female. It's hard to find something that it's either like one side or the other. It's either like a crop top you find or something to your ankles. Like, so I don't know. You got to just go with what you're comfortable in, I think, and what looks good. But
And you're a girl, so you have to make sure it matches your shoes, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to do that.
West Carson TV, the 80s style is cool. That was the most
Mhm.
comfortable style for me when I first started dressing like that. Was probably around 92,
Mhm.
93. I pretty much just caught like the tail end of it, and like 2 or 3 years later, everything just started switching. I mean, it didn't happen like that, but it was already in the verge of switching. And I was just like, man, like, I couldn't wait to, dress. And it just felt
Mhm.
so good. And hey, I changed with the times at that time. And I'm not gonna lie, it actually didn't feel too good for me because
Mhm.
I feel much more comfortable the way I dress today. So
Right.
I feel like, yeah, I'm dressing like me. What I got inside, I'm wearing it on my sleeve. So
Exactly. That's like a part of you for sure. And I would
Jen, yes,
love, yeah.
LA Gears with the pink laces.
Hmm, where's that? Let me see.
West Carson, right below.
Okay, okay. I did have some LA gears back in the day. I did. I don't know if I had pink laces though. I probably did. I probably did. Who knows? Yeah. Crisscross. You guys remember that? Yeah.
What's that?
That store or those, what was it like? They were a rap group or something. Crisscross. I remember
Oh,
there
Chris
was,
Cross. Yeah, I think one of them died.
I think so.
Yeah, I think one of
Yeah.
them died. Yeah, they're pretty popular at that time. Jump,
Mhm.
jump. Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
yeah, they
I
would wear
remember
their pants
they came,
backwards.
yeah, they came to our local mall, which is like, Salinas Mall's tiny compared to other malls all over the world. So it was like a shock back in the day when they came there. But there was a store there that sold their clothing. I guess they had a clothing line or something. So that was a long time ago, but I do remember that.
Yeah, they as popular as they were, they faded off pretty fast.
Yeah,
It's like they were there one day, very popular and everything, and just one day it just seemed like they
yeah.
just
Were
faded
they
off, and that was it.
kind of like one of those one-hit wonders? Like they had,
Mm,
or no?
I I know that song "Jump," everybody jump. I
Yeah.
know they had a few more that I can think of. And see, both of them died. Oh,
Oh,
really? They're both gone. Okay, I thought just
mm,
one died.
I know, me too. Shout out to Face Entertainment.
Yeah, that's my boy Fred right there.
Mhm.
He always keeps me updated on who passed away
Yeah.
in the limelight and everything.
Mhm.
Um, You know, one thing I didn't talk to you about, Jen, Jerry Springer passing away.
Yeah.
What
Did
was
you?
your thoughts on that?
Well, I think he really, obviously, he made a name for himself doing what everybody knows him for, that sort of trashy TV era where everybody watched the daytime shows, right?
Mm,
Um, this is a weird fact or fun fact. I don't know if you consider it fun, but he had a chick on his show one time back in the day who I actually got in a fight with and was arrested for this fight in Gilroy skating rink. And she was on his show. And I was like, no way. When it came out, people were calling me, hey, did you see so and so was on there saying that her mom, pimps her out or something? I'm like, no, I didn't see that. I was able to go back and find it, but I was like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, but yeah, that was
wow.
weird. But what's crazy is I heard the other day. So if this isn't like a 100% correct, you guys will have to like fact check. But I saw this little short news article that said that Jerry Springer had children that were biracial that his family refused to allow to be part of his family, seen, in
Mm,
the public eye, and
mm.
that he left his entire estate to those children.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Was he married?
He was married, but I
And
don't
he had kids with her?
I think this was from a previous relationship or possibly one during the marriage. I'm not clear on the timeline, but
Uh-huh.
this person was basically saying that it was someone on TikTok, I believe, that she had done some research and that he had biracial children that were not allowed to be part of his family, like in the limelight, and
Mm.
he ended up leaving his entire estate to those children.
Okay. So but these aren't children. That's what
There,
I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. These aren't children that were okay. Did he have children that were in his life, like he raised?
I'm not positive on that, so I do need to look into it. But he was married, so I don't. Denise is saying it's fake. So if it was fake, that was a good story, girl, because that lady was convincing. That's why I said fact check it because that was just fake news. Okay.
I I used to like your show.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back at it today, I could see how it's just exploitation of just
Mm-hmm.
getting a bunch of people that have a bunch of problems
Mm-hmm.
and putting it out there. But at the same time, hey man, if you want to put it out there, you want to put it out there.
Yeah.
I also heard that they would encourage them to fight and throw some chingazos
Yeah.
just to make it just to pump it up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how true that is. Jen, would you ever go on any of these talk shows?
Never.
I'm not. It doesn't need to be something like Jerry Springer, but would you ever go on one of these talk shows? I don't know, maybe a Ricky Lake or something like that.
And it's funny. I knew someone that went on Ricky Lake too, but
Really?
yeah, one is one of my kids' dad's primas. She went on there. Another crazy story about something about her baby daddy had like two other chicks on the side. It was always some wild story on those shows, but I couldn't see myself going on a talk show, even if it was just for something serious. I'm pretty shy in my own like natural life, so I don't know. I can't imagine myself doing that.
Oh, come on, Jen. You host the round table.
I know, and nobody would have ever believed I would do this, but in my real life, I'm super shy.
We gotta get Jen on a talk show.
Oh my
Like,
god.
we gotta make a story up that's gonna get you on a talk show, Jen.
Oh no, I'm scared now.
Nah, don't worry. I'll work on it. Leave it up to me.
Okay.
I'll start something. Start some rumors up and everything, and then we're gonna see Jen on a
Yeah,
talk show.
that's
Yes,
what I need right now. So, right, some rumors.
I I always wondered if that stuff was really true.
Mhm.
or will they just hire people and just say like, hey, this is what we're going to talk about and this is what we need you to act like? Is it just actors or is it people? But then, like you, some people would tell me, but I never knew if they're telling me the truth or not. They would say like, no, because I actually knew somebody that was on that show. And I'm like, wow, really? Because I never knew anybody that was on any talk show. I
Mhm.
liked Jerry Springer. It was cool. At the same time, it got pretty old for me, kind of
Yeah.
fast. I think after about like a year, I kind of fell off a little bit.
Mhm.
I remember when it came out, everybody was like, "Hey, did you see Jerry Springer last night or whatever
Mhm.
yesterday?" And it was, I mean, you would hear the most craziest stories. You know, it's like, man, this dude cheated on his chick with his sister, and she's pregnant now, and
And they're in
they're
love.
in love, but he also wants to still be with the same chick, and it's and then they're there, and then oh surprise, he's also sleeping with your guys' cousin, and we have her here too now, and they
Yeah.
come out, and it was I'm look, man, I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of drama. It was
Wild.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was very wild, and seeing that everybody throw down and everything like that, it was he changed the game. He really did. And I think there's even a movie
I
of
think so.
yeah.
Yeah. I think there is.
Oh,
I would bet they paid actors or like paid people to at least act up, you know?
Wes Carson, I saw that. Geraldo Rivera, he fought some Nazis. He went out there interviewing or something like that. My mind's a little foggy about
Mhm.
it, but he was outside like interviewing a
Yeah.
rally or something like that, and he actually threw blows with.
Yeah, I remember that one. They had played that back for a while. They busted like his nose was busted. It was bad,
Yeah,
but he was getting down. He wasn't just, you know, like getting jumped. He was fighting back.
yeah, yeah. That was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
I would like to have my own mom show like that, host a show, man,
You
and just
should.
and just wild everybody up. Be like, oh, ooh, did you hear what he said about you? Oh
Oh,
man, I don't know. He was looking at your girl a little bit too hard, man. You know what that means? There's got to be something there. I'm not saying there's something there, but there's got to be something.
there could
You know,
be.
yeah.
Yeah, I could see you doing that. Jojo. Then the dog ended up pregnant.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it
it
was
was
crazy.
crazy, but I mean, it is something out there that shows, man, how broken people can be, and
Yeah, because those girls that were on both of those shows, I wouldn't say they were okay. They may have like embellished for the purpose of the show, the
mm,
two girls that I knew, but believe me, the type of families they were from, this stuff was probably true that they were saying. I mean, they might have amped it up a little bit for entertainment purposes, but they definitely were about that life that they were saying, they lived.
yeah, yeah. I unfortunately, growing up, um, I dealt with a lot of these girls, man. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of girls, broken girls. Look, back when I was young and in those days and everything, it was just like, hey, homie, if she's willing, whatever, right? But looking back at it now, um, I could see they were very broken souls, um, and I can almost guarantee that something had happened to them when they were, young girls. I remember one girl did open up to me. She said that her brother messed around with her when she was a little girl. I was just like, oh damn,
Yeah.
and she confided in me and cried a little bit to me, and I didn't even care. I was just like, hey, we
Yeah.
doing this or what? I'm over
Yeah.
here drinking my pistol, being like, hey, but um, looking back at it today.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know. I should probably I'll say this. Um, for anybody that hurt or anything, I'm sorry. I really, truly am. And not that this is going to reach anybody, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, I could see a lot of these girls were really
Mm.
broken and troubled. And it sucks. It's sad now that I look back at it and see.
Yeah.
So I could really see that a lot of people were very broken, and that's really all they know, man. So when they go on these shows and everything, and it's all put out there, it's like this whole thing, like, oh, don't judge me, and
Mhm.
that kind of attitude. But yeah, man, you put it out there for everybody to see. So
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we live and learn the things that we know now. We would have known back then. We may have operated differently, or who knows. But I think not. I think I know. Like you're definitely right. I can almost look back and pinpoint, certain people that I'm like, okay, it makes sense why she acted like that, or why he had these issues, or she had these issues. And not that I didn't have my own issues. I'm just saying, like, you can look back at our youth and sort of pinpoint there was something going on.
yeah, Teresa, what about Maury's show? You are not the father. That is crazy within itself because in all reality,
Mhm.
all this, you are not the father. You are the father. You are not. In all reality, and I know this is gonna sound super cliche and
Mhm.
everything, man. And I'm no savior, but I'm just gonna speak it. Okay. The only one that's gonna suffer and all that is the kid. All this, you are not the father. Yeah. And everybody, oh man, she's a hoe.
Mhm.
Or when the guy
Yeah.
comes out, all like everybody, boo, boo. What everybody forgets, man, is that damn dog, there's a child, there's a kid, and they're the ones that's really gonna suffer in all of this, all this
Mhm.
entertainment that's put out there that your parents are trash, your dad, this might be your dad.
Mhm.
If it
Yeah.
is your dad, he wants nothing to do with your mom. He hates your mom, and your mom hates your dad. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, now he is the father. So now let's take him to court, and we're gonna drain him for everything he's got. And the kid is experiencing all this stuff, and
Right.
it really damages the kid's mind, man.
Definitely. Yeah, and that's documented forever. I mean, I can remember, I don't remember her name, but specifically there was a girl that was on there, and every single time she brought a dude to be tested, like 8 guys, they were all negative for being the dad.
Really?
Every time she'd run off crying. And I would be like, girl, how are you shocked at this point? Like, there was,
Uh, uh,
yeah.
I know why. Hang on, Jen. Hang on. I know why, sister. Okay,
Yeah.
aren't we all about women empowerment here? Come on now, come on.
Sorry, I'm
We're
not the
we're
one.
we're all we're all the ladies that come on, women empowerment here. Wasn't the saying? What wasn't the saying? Wasn't the saying? Oh, why can a guy sleep around and he gets street cred, but a girl doesn't? She's a hoe. No, let's change that around. Why can't a girl sleep around now? Okay, hey, well there it is.
Yeah,
There it is then. There it
yeah,
is. Women empowerment. There it is. She brought 8 dudes,
yeah.
and none of them were the fathers.
No,
So hope you're happy, ladies.
yeah. I mean, it's not something I would want to be known for. I know that.
But you know what? There was also a dude
Jenny Jo.
who had like 6 hyenas there. He went to get tested for one chick, right?
Mhm.
And he was not the
Right.
father. And he
Right.
jumped up. He was like, yeah, yeah, and everything. Like, man, like, okay, like if he just won the lotto, right?
Yeah.
And because of that episode, a couple of girls were like, wait a second, he's the father of my kid. And man, it was like 6 hyenas
Yeah.
that went and he was there. I don't know what episode this is. Um, but you had about like 5, 6 different chicks.
Yeah.
And he was the father pretty much to all of them. And some of them, he had like 2 or 3 kids with them. And I'm like, damn, dog. How, hey, man, all that jumping up, you being happy that you weren't a father to one. Now you're a father to, like, I don't know, like 10, 11 kids because they were all there at the same time. So,
Right?
man, that was something else. And Maury was all like, "Are you gonna step up to the plate?" He's all like, "I can't do that."
That plate's too big. I
This
can't.
fool, hey, this fool was a straight punk, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't do that. And all the girls hated him.
Oh, I,
All the girls hated him, man. And I was just like, damn, this dude's gonna have a rough
right.
life, man.
Yeah. Imagine, he was probably chilling, fine at home, and imagine 6 separate child support orders come through the mail
Mm.
after he goes on that show. That had to be devastating.
Jen, you think we need to change up the culture when it comes to sex?
I think definitely like we should. I don't know. I think we should. I think we should be more open about the way we speak about things. And I I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of old school, like I've said before. Like I don't think it should be sensationalized the way it is, and like today's type of music videos and things that I don't know are making young people think it's cool and it's the thing to do to go out and do all these crazy things.
Mm. Okay. Look, Wes Carson said all those kids are grown now. Yeah, and they're probably on the More Impoverished show to see if they're the father of some other kid now.
Yeah.
I think I've said this before.
Hmm.
Freedom comes with a price. I don't want to get into the whole conversation of, oh, we're not free in this country. I don't want to get into that conversation. I'm simply saying when you're free to just look, you're free to sleep around,
Hmm.
you know. But I think we talk about sex and we look at sex, and so did I, and for most of my life, just
Yeah.
as fun.
Hmm.
It's a fun thing to do, and I don't really remember anybody talking about, the true love and intimacy that you share, the specialness that comes with sharing that
Right.
with somebody else,
Mm.
a lifelong partner in your life. It was just more of like, hey, dog, like sex is it's cool, dog.
Mhm.
Smash, homie, smash and dash, dog.
Mhm.
It's just, and girls too. Not to say that girls weren't involved because they definitely were, but
Yeah.
I think even parents, I get you got to understand what's going on in society. You just can't crack a whip and tell your kids like, hey, no sex, no sex, no sex
Mhm.
until you get married. I not you got to do much more than just that. But at the same time, um, just saying like, hey, if you're gonna have your fun, protect yourself, and all these things like condoms,
Mhm.
all these things probably even really shouldn't be a thing if people really used sex for what it's actually for. The like I said, the
Exactly.
true intimacy that you share with one.
Mhm.
You open up your body
Yeah.
and look, I don't know, maybe I'm one not really to talk about it. I'm talking about my life today, not my life before. um but yeah, it's more kind of looked at like an activity.
Right.
uh,
It's very transactional when
right.
really you are opening your not just your body up. In reality, you're opening your spirit up, your mind. I mean, you might not see it as that, if you're just living it up and doing your thing, like, but I believe it has a long-term effect on you, spiritually, at least from a woman's point of view.
Mm.
Um, I feel like it definitely does. And I think that, like you mentioned, it can be far more, uh, enjoyable, pleasurable, all that, if you are connected to someone in a true commitment type of way, that type of intimacy is far different than what the world is telling you it is.
I Man, what was it? It was about like 3 years ago. I'm gonna try to look more into this, but it was about 3 years ago. I was reading this article. I don't even remember where. I'm gonna try to look into it now. I just got me that
Mhm.
um the studies shown that when you have sex with someone, right,
Mhm.
that it releases like these dopamines or something, that you have a connection with that person.
Yeah.
But the more partners you have, the less that go, that
Mhm.
I gotta find that article, man. I don't want to misquote it, but pretty much that when you have sex with someone,
Mhm.
you have that bond, that connection, which makes sense
Mhm.
because when the first time most people have sex, everybody calls it like, oh, they're sprung now.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Right. But the more sex you have, the more partners you have,
Mhm.
the more it becomes just like, hey, we just handled and that was that.
Yeah. It like dulls it
I don't
down.
care,
Mhm.
and now you don't have that connection with that person anymore.
Yeah.
So that first time that you had sex that you were supposed to be sprung,
Mhm.
that was not sprung. That's just, we just, ghettoed that term up. But
Yeah.
in reality, that was what that research was talking about, that connection that you're supposed to have with that person and
Mhm.
build that, life with
Around
them,
more. Yeah.
you
It
know.
was a chemical reaction. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I and today, I mean, everyone just talks about sex like it's just an activity,
Mhm.
and that's that, man. But
Yeah.
what's up, Vic?
Yeah, I think you should look into that. That would be an interesting topic to delve into.
Yeah. I just remembered about it right
Yeah.
now, but I don't remember all the details. But basically,
Mhm.
that's what it was. When you have sex, it releases something in your body for the
Mhm.
two of you, and you guys are supposed to become, in our terms, sprung
Right.
on each other.
Mhm.
But that's an actual bondship. But the more partners you have, the more it just goes away, and that
That messes it up. Yeah, like dopamine. I think that's right. Pastor Tony said the dopamine. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and Pastor Tony could be one to talk about it as well. Him and I have had
Yeah.
some conversations about that stuff. So it
Yeah, that was
becomes recreational. It does. It does. It's
a
nothing
good way to put
special
it.
anymore. It's just like, hey, dog, just go get laid, homie. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Blow
right.
off some steam.
Right. Right.
That's what it becomes. So
Mhm.
that's that's that, man. But
Yeah.
um, I think everybody should be at least a little bit aware. Like I said, you got to be aware of society, and you just can't, handcuff your kids hostage and just tell them like no sex, no sex. Yeah, but you got to have
Mhm.
some sort of relationship with your kids, man, to really so they can get where you're coming from.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just real quickly to touch on it for myself, I had to be, not had to be, on their mother. The one to speak to all my children about sex, even my sons. And it, as uncomfortable as it may have been, that's only because for me, I never got a talk ever. I think I was shown a book that had like stick figures one time. I'm
Uh,
not kidding. I was like, hey,
so,
mom,
the girl didn't have any curves on the drawing.
nothing. There were no lady
Oh
lumps going.
no,
No.
man. Oh, you can't have that.
Right. So I was shown that book once, and other than that, I was told like you will go to hell, and that's it. That's all the sex that I got as a kid. So
Yeah, I was raised by a single mom, so I didn't have that talk either.
yeah.
My brother was older, so he
Oh,
talked to me, but he's, it's not like I had a responsible older brother, whatever. He talked to
yeah.
me just like, oh, dog, just
I'm sure.
smash, Hans. Just like Cholo, you coming back to Califas on a Freightliner? Nah, homie, I'm just gonna drop this truck off in Denver, and I'm gonna fly back. So I'm gonna take some footage of the Denver airport.
Yeah.
I told my beautiful crazy local wife I may not come back, vieja, because I'm gonna solve the mystery. What's going on in the Denver airport? Oh yes, we're gonna get to the bottom of it.
If
What
anyone
is
can do
really
it, you
going on
will.
in the Denver airport?
I hope you do.
Yeah,
Yeah. I hope
you
you
hope
do.
I don't come back.
No, I hope you solve
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
I hope you solve the mystery.
No, do you know all the conspiracies on it and stuff that they're
I
supposed to have like an underground base where all the, I don't know, Illuminatis or
There's
whatever.
something going on there. Yeah, like
They
there's
got
a
the big horse out in front of the statue. The guy that
Mhm.
built that statue, the statue killed him. It really did. The head fell off and it like hit him in the head and killed him.
Oh my gosh. You gotta
Yes.
get some footage. Well, I mean, don't get too close to it, but get some footage of that for it. Yeah, I had heard there's some really like crazy rumors and stuff around that airport.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I'll be there I'll be in Denver tomorrow, but I don't fly out till Thursday. So Thursday all day, I'm just gonna be with a camera in people's faces, or you know what, incognito, just sneaking around.
There you
I'll
go.
be like a ninja trying to get everywhere, man. Like Ace Ventura when he went to the old folks' home.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be me right there. So
that's right. I'll be definitely looking for that. So that's what you got going on then this next week, right? Coming up.
yeah, I tomorrow I'm gonna stop and take some footage of just the beauty of Utah and Colorado and stuff like that, man. Because they're two very beautiful states, man. They really are, especially Utah. I really like Utah, but I really like Colorado as well. So just take footage of that. I don't know. Maybe I'll take footage of people riding motorcycles without a helmet because you don't see that in California.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, they're just on the freeway, just going, man. Just the hair just blowing in the wind. I mean, they're just feeling the freedom of the United States of America. So,
I bet that would be cool to see that. Yeah.
so yeah, I'll be taking footage of that. Also on Thursday, if everything goes right, hopefully I can have Chicano studies teacher on. I'll see.
Yeah, Robert.
I'm gonna start having a series with him. We're not sure if we're gonna be able to do it every week
Mhm.
or every other week or once a month, but I really want to start picking at his brain and start learning about a lot of the Chicano history that
Yeah.
we're not taught unless you actually go take a class.
Mhm.
Just for educational purposes, I don't,
Right.
not to push any agenda or anything, but just a lot of cool stuff. Just talking to him, I learned a lot of things that I never knew. So
Yeah, yeah, I would definitely tune in for that. The two of you, I could see that really like being a good thing. I would definitely watch.
go
I
see
know a lot of people would.
Post Malone.
What? Who
I
said
don't
that one? Oh wait,
Denise,
Cholo-
you're on it right there.
Post Malone. Oh, why? What's Post Malone doing?
What is Post Malone?
I think that's. I mean, he's a what? A rapper, a music artist that has like
Oh, is he?
tattoos on his face.
Oh, okay.
White boy. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, is it the dude with the dreads?
Does he have dreads? He's like, you guys.
Wasn't he
Come on.
like in a soda commercial or something?
I think so. Is that
Man,
him?
why am I so out of touch like a freaking 80-year-old or something?
Is because we don't listen to his music, I think. But
Go live from the airport in case they try to abduct you.
yes,
That's a great idea. That Jojo Z, that is a great idea, dog. I might just have to go live, man.
do it.
Throw it out there. I'm here for the American people. What are you hiding from us? Yes, we are live right now. So if you do something, you put your hands on me, it's going live, man. I do have a lawyer. I really don't, but I got a lawyer and I'll take you down. Oh man, okay, all right. I'm gonna get everything ready.
That'll be good.
Yeah,
oh, he lives in Utah. He's a musician. Okay, I didn't know he lived in Utah.
Okay, yeah, I don't know much about him. One guy that I can't really get over is DJ Khaled. I'm like, why is he so famous?
And another one.
I don't get what the hell. Why is he so famous? Like, what does he do? He steals music from everybody else.
Yeah.
He doesn't sing. He doesn't rap. He doesn't play an instrument. He just has a bunch of performers come perform, and he's just there. And you thought this was a joke? And another one, he points up to the sky. He doesn't tie his laces on his boots. And this guy is like, he's everywhere. And I'm like, wait, why is this guy so famous? Oh, he's a DJ. There's plenty of DJs. I don't get why this guy is so famous. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't possess any real talent. I don't get
it either.
It's like this guy's more famous than Smokey Robinson. Like,
what's up
you can't compare the two, man. Come on.
No, never.
We the best. There you go. We the best. You know, like I don't get it.
I know, like he's interesting for sure.
Yeah,
millions. Oh yeah, there you go. Tell them you got 1 million subscribers watching live. If they try to get you,
that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do, man. Yes. Definitely. He's like a gypsy bro, clout master. DJ Khaled looks tall, but he's 5'7". Is he?
Really? I bet. Two-Face Entertainment. Yeah, you would know because you keep up on these music guys, right? So
he's actually a rapper. Fred, my boy Fred. He used to be around with a lot of rappers in Central Cali, and he just shot me a song of him that he made for his son, for his kids.
Oh, nice.
So Fred's the man. Fred's the man.
That's what's up. Yeah,
but,
I'll probably just be, I'm going to try and go live a little more during the daytime now that my kids are home. Won't be running back and forth to pick them up from different schools and all that. But I got one more interview I'm supposed to film, but I'm never going to say it again until I've actually done it, because you know how that goes. Like sometimes you'll plan to do an interview and then it never happens, and it's like, damn, why did I even say anything?
What's tough is doing interviews live, because then some people fall off.
Yeah.
Or even when you tell them like, hey, I'll shoot you the link 30 minutes beforehand, so we can make sure that everything's working, and you shoot it to them beforehand and they're not responding, and then like 2 minutes before the time, it's like, okay, I'm logging on, and now there's complications. It's like, I've never used StreamYard, and it's like, wow, that's why we wanted to do it 30 minutes beforehand. And I mean, look, shout outs to everybody, man, and I appreciate anybody that jumps on my platform or Jen's platform to be interviewed. You know, it's just sometimes it is a little bit rough to do it live, because sometimes people do cancel, and it's like, man, you set up for this, you know, and it's but I get it. Look, nobody's getting paid. It's
right.
You are asking for their time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's just a little bit tough, especially when it happens over and over. It's kind of like,
yeah, it kind of gets you, like feeling in a funk. Like, let me just get something. Because we want to put stuff out for our subscribers that they enjoy, and bring something to the people. And yeah, it can be a little frustrating, but it's just part of the game, right?
Yes, Jen. Whenever you invite me on, I am going to cancel. Not the last minute, the last second.
You probably will.
I'm kidding, sister.
Well, thank you for coming on. As always, I appreciate you, and the conversation is always a good one. So shout out to everyone that tapped in, all the viewers, subscribers, and we appreciate you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. And I do plan on having Jen Magana back on Cholo Trucker for a couple more topics that we definitely got to hit.
Yeah.
Controversial ones. Very controversial ones. So.
And another one. Yeah.
And another one. Why? Because we the best.
We're the best. Don't forget it. All right, you guys. Have a blessed evening. All right, brother. Until next time. Buenas noches.
All right, buenas noches.